How are you guys doing? This is Ryan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how I lost $4,371.73 in my Robinhood portfolio this week. Thank you, coronavirus. I just think it's really important for me to cover this topic. If I'm going to be the same guy that's going to come out and say I made $15,000 in the last 6 months, that you guys deserve to see all different aspects of an investor and following my journey, and that's what this channel is all about. It's a real, genuine experience watching someone go from being a super average dude to an aspiring millionaire in a couple years. So I really want to spend time going into what is going on in the market, the psychology of an investor during this time, and just overall, what are my thoughts on the coronavirus. So with that said, let's get into it. So yeah, $4,371.73. You can do a lot with that amount of money. I've actually been thinking about that. I could have gone on a small vacation, I could have put a down payment on a car, or you can buy a bunch of nice dinners at a nice restaurant. It's a decent amount of money for the market to take back in just a week. And my actual total percentage loss was 11.89%. And guys, this is being filmed on Friday, February 28th at the close of the market. So I kind of first want to preface that I deeply feel bad for anyone that's been affected by the coronavirus, and I'm really hoping for all the scientific engineers that are coming up with a helpful way to vaccinate this. And it's a very scary thing going on, and it's been all throughout Asia, now into Europe, and you're starting to hear whispers of it now in North America. I've heard confirmed cases in Canada and also coming to the United States. And this has had a drastic pullback in the stock market. You literally have businesses shut down in Asia for weeks on end, the world's second largest economy. So that's gonna have a major effect on the global economy as a whole. I actually work in the chemical business, and I'm already getting told from suppliers that sanitizers are gonna be very difficult to get in the next coming weeks, just because people are disinfecting everything. People are fearful right now. We also see there's shortages on face masks. Prices are going up dramatically. For things like this, I saw a company like 3M was on a deep back order. So this is definitely an epidemic going on right now. And the market is giving back a lot of the gains that we saw in this very bullish type behavior. And me as an investor, when the market kept on going up with the coronavirus, I felt like that didn't seem right. And I didn't purchase stocks for a few weeks. I'll even put on the screen here, I really didn't do much purchasing. I went weeks without buying anything. And I've been building this portfolio for just over 6 months, and I've really targeted my buys on depressed situations. So the portfolio really started off with buying Tesla stock aggressively in the low 200s. And that's like my biggest investment, and I've taken gains from that and diversified it out. And then also the second big time I was doing heavy buying was in a cryptocurrency when Bitcoin was around $6,400. I made a whole video about that as well, why I was buying at that time. So I've been covering this whole journey, and then I just felt like when the market was offering decent opportunity, I started acquiring more stocks and just got into sectors that I've wanted to invest in, like semiconductors, things involved with 5G, and just exciting things that are gonna grow for the future. So me as an investor, I always kind of look for things that are a little depressed. And I feel like I've seen things like the coronavirus before. I remember not too long ago we had the bird flu, the swine flu, and these things are never fun, and they're very scary because they literally kill people. And I feel like there's always this deep down fear that there's gonna be this really bad viral thing that hits humans and knocks out like millions of us. Like the Black Plague comes back. But you have to say, in my experience, usually this is not the case. If you're to say it's different this time, I'm just not willing to bet on that. So I took the opportunity in the last week to start buying. And buying more aggressively than I have been, and definitely not throwing everything at once, but definitely at a higher pace than I've been investing recently. And I think PPCIAN, who we all love in the investor community, and if you guys don't know who he is, I'll link his channel in the description below, but he made a great video just talking about his perspectives on this whole coronavirus. And I thought he brought up some really good points that when he made the video, it was more of the not premium stocks that were giving a lot of value. For example, like the cruise lines and like for example, Wells Fargo, or just the companies that were down like 15-20% weren't your PepsiCo's, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson's, and things like that. And he just brought up another really good point that for me, that a portfolio really needs to take advantage of getting quality. So I've been trying to be patient, buying some of these deeper value stocks, but also today I was trying to focus more on high quality stocks. Like I think Pepsi is at a very good PE ratio, and I had bought and the stock went up, and today it went below my dollar cost average, so I was buying as much of it as I could that I could get in the brokerage today to lower my dollar cost average because that's a generational company, in my opinion. That's just an example. There's other generational companies too, but Pepsi was one, just for example, I focused on today, because long term, we all know the market's gonna go up. In the short term, the market could go down. And that just means for a longer term perspective that I am gonna get a premium generational company at a better price. I only have like $1,300 in the stock. It's a stock I wouldn't mind owning tens of thousands of dollars of in the future, or even a six-figure position. That's just an example. Also, a company like 3M I feel like has been a value for a long time, and this week it's also a value. Another stock I've been trying to buy quite a bit of because I believe it's a generational company. A company I could give this stock to my children one day, and they will continue to grow and make great products that people love and enjoy moving forward. And in my portfolio, I'm really excited just to have more dividend-paying stocks that are high quality. I asked this question on Instagram if people knew what a dividend was, and look, if you guys are investors, you probably already know this, but about like 50% of the people that follow me on Instagram didn't know what a dividend is. So a dividend is when a company will share its profits with its shareholders. And there's all kinds of ways to go into deciding what is a good dividend stock to buy. This video is not gonna be that, but I really encourage you to study that further if you don't know. This month for the Robinhood portfolio, I'm actually gonna make over $60 in dividends. And to me, that's remarkable. It's passive income. It's like the most kind of passive income you can make. I've just bought this great company that has highly talented CEOs, management, accountants, salespeople. I get the whole company. They work really hard and they make a great company, and then they give some of that to me at the end of usually every quarter, sometimes monthly, sometimes every 6 months. This month my portfolio is gonna pay me $60 in dividends. So I'm really encouraged right now that I'm getting more value in the market. I'm getting higher starting dividend yields on companies, because the lower the stock goes, the companies pay out per share that you own of dividends. So I'm trying to personally budget about $1,000 a week while we're in this downward trend to buying high quality premium stocks, most of them dividend payers. I saw Facebook fell into the low 180s and I got really tempted today, but I just wanted to focus a little bit more on dividends. I'm looking to get another premium company like that in the low 180s and possibly the 170s. Guys, we could continue to fall further, but you're gonna really measure how skilled of an investor you are, whether if you are running for the street because you're very scared, you wanna sell, you think the world's ending, or if you're starting to see some value. Now, when people ask Warren Buffett what he thought about the coronavirus, he says when he buys a stock and buys into a company, he has a 20 to 30 year outlook. And he does not feel like the coronavirus is going to do anything to that 20 to 30 year outlook on the market. Now, I think it's really important to consider when you're investing in a company, how long do you want to be in the company? This portfolio for me, some companies I am buying, I do plan to hold for a very, very long time. And I don't think the coronavirus will be an issue in the long term. And there's even a chance that the coronavirus may not be much of a discussion in 6 months to 12 months. Now, it could be a lot worse. I am no medical scientist that could tell you for sure. All I really know about the coronavirus is that I think someone like ate or did something with a snake or a bat in Asia and got this viral infection that has now caused a global epidemic. But we can also contrast that to something like the seasonal flu, which also kills, unfortunately, thousands of people every year. So it's just trying to take it in stride. And you know, it seems kind of strange for investors that like really bad news could be good value for you as an investor, which is kind of weird if you think about it. Like, I'm not like super excited a lot of people are getting sick and dying, but I am saying that markets tend to overreact to the upside and downside. Eventually this market's gonna be oversold. I don't know if it is today. I was starting to speculate that it was being overbought when it was just going up and up and up and it was ignoring the coronavirus. So some people are even speculating that this pullback is more natural of the market pulling back than the coronavirus, that it was just running too much. I don't know for sure, but I know buying into a downward trend, we're eventually gonna find value and potentially deep value. Something else I wanted to bring to attention, investors that may not have the right kind of investing instincts, or maybe just haven't learned them yet, is that I'm in a Tesla Facebook shareholder group. Tesla is a nice position of mine. I've done well with the stock. The stock went up to like $950 a share. And in this Facebook group, I was telling people that, you know, it's going up a lot, and a lot of people were FOMOing in and saying you need to buy now, it's going to 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Meanwhile, the stock 6 months ago was at $200. And I was trying to give warning signs that the stock's gone up a lot, that wait for better value. So there was people dumping in a lot of money into the stock at $950. And the stock now dropped into the low 600s, and you're seeing a 30% loss in a month's time. And I just made a little comment about Tesla finally coming back to earth. If it becomes lower, if it goes under $500, I'd look to become a buyer again of the stock. And people were very nasty with me. They said I need to be more considerate of people's feelings that were losing money in the group. And one guy was just like so upset with me that I said such a dumb comment, because I was trying to offer like a more disciplined approach to investing than just saying Tesla to the moon. Like, these people are losing money. Even despite my portfolio losing $4,000 this week, if I still go back and say in the last 7 months I built this portfolio, I have still made $9,500. The market took back nearly $5,000 this week, I'd be up to that $15,000 mark, but I still have had a very good year. And when I try to psychoanalyze what I'm doing, it's because of the old saying that Warren Buffett said for years, is that you need to be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when those are greedy. That's a very basic way to look at the markets, but it's counterintuitive, and it goes against the herd, and it allows investors to find great value and outperform the market. And most importantly, grow your money for generations and outpace inflation. So guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the virus? Is it different this time? Is this a pandemic that the market may not be able to ever come back from? Or is this like a seasonal flu thing that we've seen in the past, like the bird flu, swine flu? Or just what is your outlook on the market going forward? Are you taking advantage of these lower prices? Or are you waiting for just better opportunity? You think it's gonna go much lower? I know smart people who have that perspective. I'm not smart enough to know how high or how low something's gonna go, but I know negative sentiment does tend to eventually bring value, and I'm starting to see people scared, so I am starting to deploy capital. Some of the areas of the market that I think are really oversold, that even may not be the highest quality, but then as high quality stocks do come into value, I really want to take advantage and beef up those positions. I'd love to grow my Johnson & Johnson position bigger. I want to see that in the 120s, but a lot of my other stocks have grown into a value position. I want to grow 3M bigger. I want to grow Pepsi bigger. I want to grow Disney bigger, a bunch of other companies. So I'm going to focus on following a bunch of these dividend companies and growing at their positions. And I kind of told you here, if Tesla goes under 500 bucks, I will be buying more Tesla shares. We don't know how low this thing's gonna go. I think it's gonna hit America. You're gonna have some scary stories there. And then my prediction is after that, everyone will get really scared. We'll see the bottom somewhere around there once it really makes landfall in the United States. Just my predictions, my thoughts, not financial advice. Please make sure you consult with a professional for all of your investing endeavors. I am just a guy on YouTube talking to a camera, documenting his own journey for fun and entertainment purposes only. So if you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell so YouTube notifies you every time I upload a video. And as always guys, until next time.